Hey folks, Dave here, and I'm back with Joel.
Hey guys.
We're back in Fallout 4 for a new settlement tour, once again on a Lenovo Legion PC. Now, Lenovo actually saw our last video, which was also a Fallout build, and said, okay, he's got so many mods installed, let's send him the full 920 tower with a GTX 1080, just for all the mods to make sure that we have a stable frame rate, because I tend to abuse Fallout, so I guess by extension I'm abusing whatever computer I'm playing Fallout on. So this one's got an i7 CPU once again, which helps in workshop mode when you have 1,000 mods installed as you're swapping between all the things you can build. And the GPU helps keep that frame rate stable after I get my hands on these settlement locations. Today, guys, our build is going to be at Zimonja Outpost. Now, you guys got a preview of this build back in December. This time, though, a lot has changed and the build is finally complete. This is a Brotherhood settlement, but it also is my first settlement that has a hidden Institute secret as well. So I have like a whole mix of other factions. So you guys out there, and Joel today, you can judge me. Is this not a Minutemen settlement in its design? Let's dive in and take a look. Joel, do you actually remember where Zimonja Outpost even is?
Near the coast? Is it near overpass of a road?
It's way up in the northeast, actually.
Man, I don't remember nothing.
Yeah, you'll notice, Joel, that I am very up-armored today, because as the general, I am going into a Brotherhood survival settlement. So these are survivors of the massacre at the Pridwin, and they kind of accepted the political reality of the Commonwealth, as in General Dave's in charge. So they made peace, and you can tell by their unusual pirate-style flag, they're kind of like an offshoot now of the Brotherhood. Okay. Like a rebel group.
I feel like this is already enraging Brotherhood fans right here. Like immediately, right off the bat, they all hate you.
They are subservient to General Dave's Minutemen, completely subservient. So they essentially surrendered and were allowed to continue building up this outpost here at Zimonja, where they had created a small outpost when they first arrived in the Boston area. So we're coming by for a visit, but yeah, as you can see, I am completely up-armored. You know what those glasses are called? You know my glasses, Joel?
Yeah, big raging glasses, that's what they are.
They're called authority glasses. You like my authority glasses?
Your character looks so stupid right now. Oh my gosh. What? Oh my gosh.
Badass.
Continue.
Continue the tour.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, this was an outpost where they had set up like a small base before the attack on the Pridwin, and they were allowed to return here and gather survivors. The difference between this and Vault 88 is they're not actively plotting revenge, and we're keeping a close eye on them, so they're allowed to continue, essentially. Open up the front gate here, which is a bit unusual. It actually opens like that and latches. And inside you can see how this differs by quite a bit compared to the Minutemen settlements. First of all, just the fact that there's power armor at all. Like, I'm not a big fan of power armor, so.
But you do like authority glasses though.
Yeah, well that's
not power armor, but authority glasses.
Which I think actually the authority glasses do have armor because Fallout rules.
Like a bullet is
So Joel, which way do you want to go?
The left side looks a little not as much fun, so let's get rid of that. Let's get that side done first.
Alright guys, we're going on the right side.
With my authority glasses.
Let's check out the wall first. It's got bits of the Brotherhood walls that were deployed from the Pridwin, these right here, but as it's been a couple of years since then, they've kind of had to reinforce them with more scrappy bits. So you see some of the Brotherhood style, but also lots of scrap and whatnot along the way.
Nice.
Some low-hanging power lines. Oh, the filled Brahmin troughs are actually working. I hadn't even checked those. That pleases my immersion.
Oh, they come by and fill it up?
Oh, it's just not an empty bathtub like the default model.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, look at them. They're eating right there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Look at that.
You're getting a nice quick munch.
That's a big bunch.
This is a long munch.
Going to the left here, you can see where they're working on some power armor outside. Natural light definitely helps things.
Huh?
He's working with his tools right there. And I'm not sure where that person's going. Wait.
Oh.
To the latrine?
Oh, you're thinking
Oh,
about it.
the general's watching. Awkward.
Huh?
I feel like I'm kind of interrupting the column ninja right here, like they're embarrassed now. There's a latrine here, built into the defensive wall.
Nice.
Literally crappy.
People sit on the top like, oh man, the smell, bro.
Yeah, this is the overflow latrine. That's
Yeah.
a poor choice of words.
The overflow.
The overflow. This is the one you use
like
when
that.
all the rest are full. I mean, 'cause if you look, it's kind of like near the main gate too. It's boarded up, but that's kind
People
of
go like, oh, I'm thinking about taking over this. Oh man, it smells nasty. They back away. You don't need walls.
As we head this way, you see one of our guards for the settlement in power armor. Missing the helmet though. These guys are running low on parts, and a big part of this settlement location is they're surviving by doing repairs and research for other groups in the Commonwealth. So even keeping up their own tech is going to be a bit of work. So occasionally they're going to be missing things like their helmet and like, will you please go away so I can go to the bathroom? Here you can see one of the research pods that was built from the Pridwin. This was first settled.
Was that actually in the prison?
These are kind of like the same style walls. So I would imagine
gotcha.
that they had like prefabs, like ready to deploy at different outposts. And this outpost would have been chosen because it is a radio beacon. So they would have been like, okay, let's set up a research post and see what kind of tech is still left at this location. And speaking of the Pridwin, a big part of this settlement location, we're going to actually start over here in this back corner. Because a big part of this location is what they're trying to rebuild back here. And that's actually going to be a crashed vertibird after the massacre at the Pridwin. This Outpost Zimonja location had a helipad over here that the Brotherhood was using to ferry troops back and forth. After the attack, I imagine that some of the survivors were trying to make it back to the helipad, but were shot down by the railroad and Minutemen troops that were chasing them. So now, this entire part of the settlement is dedicated to trying to get that vertibird working once again.
Okay.
This guy's like dropped his tools or something.
Raise that flathead.
I don't need a Phillips, I need the flat. Why can't I ever find the flat? You can kind of see back here the scar in the ground where it crashed. And they've got a bunch of planks and boards down so that they can work all around the back here. And it's got boards and stuff braced against it to hold it in place so it doesn't slide down the hill even more.
I don't know, like going back to the flathead, it just made me think. The Minutemen, you as a general would probably have all the screws, the star-headed screws. So it was an honor to be able to have one to actually work on stuff. I was like, no, you will use my custom. This is how we do it here.
It's one of the defensive bunkers. They're big on sandbags in the settlement because they're temporary, more or less, structures, but they can be built pretty easily. Just some canvas and some dirt and sand.
That's just your way to still have security and safety, but just slightly less, but still enough.
For them, they're just trying to protect the vertibird, because it would suck to be like repairing it and then like raiders come along and steal an important piece.
Sure.
Not great defenses though, just some barbed wire and bits of refurbished machinery to help keep it from falling completely over. So those boards would have like splintered by now from the weight of that thing. A very rough crash landing. And of course, Joel, you know me, all of these boards and planks are hand placed. The vertical ones, the ground ones. For these, I have like cross beams and then plywood on top, so it's like layered walkways. Yep. Down here is more of the work lights. Gonna trip and break an ankle through here. At night, they'll take this fire barrel, seal up the corner, and post a guard to watch the northern wasteland. This is actually the border of the map, that ridge right there. It's a very northern edge.
Oh, wow.
So that meant more FPS for me to use up at this settlement. So we're so far away from the city.
I can still see it chugging just a little bit.
A little bit of chug.
You push it to the limit.
It's still above 30, but it's between like 30 and 50 for the most part. So you'll see it drop. I think my recording's set to 30, so you guys watching on YouTube probably can't see the drops as much. You can see, again, gonna break an ankle. Here in the cockpit, they're working on fixing the control systems. Some broken glass being repaired right there. all kinds of, as I always say, bits and bobs being worked on. Now here, placing one of the window pieces on the door. There's an access ladder right there for getting to the top.
Nice.
And scaffolding for getting to the wings. This thing was torn up pretty badly when it crash landed after the attack on the Pridwin.
Dave, you have to realize those glasses are ridiculous.
They're pretty ridiculous.
They're huge.
They're meant to go with the Ranger hat, actually. But I'm wearing my secure helmet.
Gosh.
So up here,
you're secured.
the Brotherhood have built a workbench area for working on all of the parts for the crashed vertibird. Got just various kinds of workbenches and supplies. Tons of spotlights. And we're going to come back through at nighttime too, because the lighting here is pretty awesome with all the spotlights at night. Yeah, it's in real rough shape. More tools. And you can kind of see past here, Joel, a big part of the theme here. Seeing it's a Brotherhood settlement, one of survivors. It's almost like a Roman-style encampment. Lots of sandbags, pikes, and wire. So you're going to see that kind of defenses, where it's not like the full Brotherhood walls, but just tons of pikes and wire.
Alright.
Very Romanesque. Even more parts over here being worked on. Some kind of control unit, possibly.
Oh, those are those things from Nook World, I think.
Yeah.
They look like it.
They're sending scouts far and wide so they can get out of here.
Yeah. If only we just went with those scouts.
Access to the engines, which are also in very rough shape. Can I actually knock that, I wonder? Oh! What are you going to do about it? These glasses say nothing. You do nothing about it.
Except you're just a common person here now.
No, I'm the general.
You're not the master here, right?
Their existence depends on my mercy, Joel.
But why are you wearing your secure helmet?
Because order and safety. Joel, trust,
So
but
much
verify.
authority. Also, I'm terrified.
There's also...
I'm wearing my Depends.
The Minutemen are also always watching, as we'll see near the end. And over here, someone's knocking into all the trash cans. I imagine that was somebody in power armor, like, stomping up the stairs, knocking it all sideways. But like I mentioned, Joel, there was a larger secret here that would have initially drawn the Brotherhood's attention, besides just the gigantic radio tower, which to them probably screams, technology! As we look this direction a bit, here's some of their initial walls that were put up, and a rocket turret to defend this side. A very, very scrappy fence for the outpost. Again, a complete mixture here of Brotherhood deployed assets and what was already here. So you got the rusted out fence, and then also the Brotherhood fence. Let's go find the secret that brought them here. Go past the garden. It's like the officer's garden right here. Very exclusive. Because the Brotherhood have a very strict military hierarchy. Perhaps even more so than General Dave's Minutemen. But probably not.
The key word there is perhaps.
Yeah, but probably
it's
not. We passed earlier coming in the front gate what's kind of the kitchenette. This would have been a utility closet for the radio station back before the war. Now it's a little dining
Did you
nook.
build this part?
Yes. This is all built right here. I imagine that while your rations would be part of just living here in a Brotherhood settlement, anything extra like cigarettes or alcohol would definitely cost you.
Yeah.
Somebody's got a checkers game going over here. You got your dishes cart. Kind of like a cafeteria scout camp almost.
Mm-hmm.
This is the dining nook, where the kitchen is. Got the beer fridge. Some very patriotic beer. General Dave approves. Got all kinds of cooking supplies, and one of your, actually, almost Coleman-style stoves right there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I just saw the logo for the first time, actually. So I'm looking at things not in workshop mode for once. I'm discovering new things. And someone's been cleaning up some dishes. You've got your sink back here. And your food fridge in the very far back corner, and the curtains blowing in the wind. This, though, Joel, houses one of our secrets right here. Notice the gigantic vent over the sink? It's not just for cooking. We're going to take a quick look at what this settlement was before, because the before is very important, as this entire mountain right here is fake. Let's go into free cam. Eventually, Joel, you're just going to expect most mountains in the game to be fake. So we are up in the mountains. Here's an overview of the settlement. Oh, there's the overpass. This is what we're going to be looking at here. But just this part of the mountain right here is actually completely fake.
That's cool.
So I'll give you guys and Joel the before here. We'll scrap all objects. This is the original settlement right here.
Oh, wow.
As you can see, we've gone quite far outside of the build limit. That helipad was actually like 100 feet out of the build area. I had to build it floating in the air, piece by piece, and then drag it outside of the border of the settlement to place it.
What?
Yeah, because you see, it didn't get scrapped, so I had to build it in the air and then drag it out, piece by piece.
Oh, man.
But yeah, that entire mountain is fake. Let's load our save game once again, and go see what brought the Brotherhood here as far as Institute secrets go.
Huh?
So back here at the cooking nook, you can see it's kind of nestled into the mountain here, which makes sense for like a utility shed perhaps. But as the Brotherhood discovered, there were a lot of very strong radio signals still coming from Zimonja Outpost, including some video signals. And they discovered, after literally knocking over every stone, that if you set the hands of this clock here in what was once a shed to just the right point, and you press on the concrete, again, at just the right point, there's an Institute listening outpost hidden under the mountain, which was using the pre-war radio tower to keep an eye on the Commonwealth.
So you mean General Dave's listening outpost, because that looks very much like what General Dave does in every single settlement. There's always a listening post. There's always webcams.
Well, there are always cameras, yes,
Yeah.
you're correct there.
I love the camera on the watching the people in the watch.
I was watching the door.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is actually my first Institute anything that I've ever built. And it's small, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. It is an interesting mixture of the very clean, like, Institute-style tech, but it has the natural rock walls of the inside of the mountain still. It's kind of like almost a Cold War bunker. And to help with some of the bushes that were like clipping through from the terrain, even underneath the mountain here, I turned this part into a like flooded kind of work area where the floors collapsed and there's like weeds and stuff going out of the wall. Because there was like a whole bunch of bushes that were just clipping right through, so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna roll with it.
That guy's got job security right now. He's kind of like half fixing, half making it a mess. Oh, you still need me, guys.
Totally gonna fix it, guys. Just give me a minute. Yeah, he's completely pretending to work right there. There's like a cart turned over in the flooded bits of the water, and it goes like underneath the floor too, some. But as you can see, Joel, this was completely set up so that a Institute agent could watch the Commonwealth from this listening post and keep in contact with their underground station.
That's cool.
And there was actually a clue I left out here too. The Vault Tech flyer, like inspected flyer on the floor.
As soon as General Dave finds who that is, they will be terminated.
I don't care, it's not my settlement. If they want to give up their secrets, well, I know all their secrets.
But that's going to reflect on you because you own their settlement.
They had their own leadership here at the settlement. I just, through the mercy of my heart, don't annihilate them with artillery. As you can see, their listening post agent was set up for a long-term stay. He had survival food. He had weapons. He had like a little heating...
He did?
Yeah.
Who's he?
The Institute agent.
Oh, okay.
That was obviously trapped and murdered immediately as soon as the Brotherhood got in here.
He's trapped and killed.
Can you imagine if you open the door and it's like a bunch of people that hate you in power armor right outside?
Like, oh.
Close the door. Close the door.
Anybody want some death sticks?
Notice the vent in the rock right there?
Mm-hmm.
Goes to over the kitchen right there.
That's cool.
Whatever poor Institute soul was in here when the Brotherhood arrived would have not stayed here in the work area, but would have stayed here in the housing unit. It's like a little Jetson style like cubbyhole. He's got his work desk here, which is now of course used by the Brotherhood.
Keyboard. Could you imagine looking at that and like trying to type? Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, you can't be a visual typer with that kind of computer. It's got all kinds of machinery. His own Vault-Tec calendar. And a few personal notes, because I imagine that he would have been up here for quite a while.
What's that book?
The Boy Traveler in Great Britain and Ireland.
Huh.
They're going away. We're okay. I do have the M14 at the ready, though, just in case of insurrection. And he had his own custom weapon mount there with the laser rifle from the Institute. And even a little toilet nook, complete with a sink built into the wall.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Please look at it.
Please look at that. It took so long. And his collection of holotapes and another air vent and camera watching even his own personal quarters.
If you guys notice in these tours, RangerDave still has not been able to fix mirrors. They have not built one brand new mirror yet.
I'm just imagining that everyone in the Commonwealth has like very severe anger issues, and every mirror is like, that's getting punched. Yeah, that is our Institute hideout that was discovered by the Brotherhood probably right when they arrived here in the Commonwealth. It's even got some wires that are coming out of the wall.
That's cool.
I used all the lights in here that have the shadows, so it's kind of like a really nice contrast for all that extra visual detail.
Like see right there how the glow comes over the computer?
Yeah. Just how the effect works. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's a really neat effect.
Their screens are built right into the rock face of the mountain underground here.
I like it.
So we got his air system.
Like you probably personally installed that one.
In my lore, it was the Institute. But I built it by hand. Let's see if we can seal it back up. Let's just close the outer door. Yeah.
That's cool.
And that is our hidden underground Institute area.
I like it.
This is the officers' quarters right here. Probably deployed by the Pridwin before, the explosion. And all the murder.
There was a lot, too.
This is, of course, where the officers stay. They have their own built-in bunks right here. It's kind of cool. You can see outside through the bulletproof windows. This is the viewing area over the farm, so you can see them working away.
Did you change your color of the light to green?
It's green by default, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, mine is always white, though.
Oh.
So you've been seeing it for years as white.
Why is this green, then?
It's a new installation of Fallout for this computer.
Oh, okay.
Isn't it funny? Like, you think it's white now because mine's been white for years.
Yeah, sure. I haven't seen it for a long time. So.
Yeah, it's actually green in the game.
Well, you also have, like, a little flashlight thing to it, so it sticks out a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah. Some tech that they're working on up here. Probably just hiding away from the underlings. And then he's got his work terminal over here and some paperwork. A very nice, clean officer's quarters. I bet they have air conditioning in here, too.
It's actually really cool. I would actually really enjoy it.
And I imagine that in a world like this, just being able to close the door and be like, I feel safe now, is probably pretty nice. Next to our dining nook, you've got your sitting chair, as you do, with your cigars, and a Brotherhood poster. Enlist. Nice. Look at that big American smile. He's doing his part.
He's smiling because the people behind him are like, smile, we'll shoot you.
And they have like laser rifles right in his back.
You're enlisting.
And then a Brotherhood flag right there, tattered, but they do have an actual flag along with their...
You allow them to have a flag?
Yeah. Yeah. It's their settlement by my mercy.
Yeah, I don't know if it's their settlement.
I do love the pirate flag. It's pretty awesome.
Did you make that icon, or...?
No, it's from a Creative Clutter mod.
Ah.
I love that texture, though. It's awesome. And you've got your dining table for your rations, which look pretty nasty. You got your can right there, your used tray. Go past Mr. Power Armor here again. To the left, you can see how they've built a combination wall out of their Brotherhood wall and some fencing. Lots of lights, and then lots of pikes for all these trees. Like, trying to climb over that right there would be pretty miserable. Plus, the laser turret up there is just gunning you down the whole time. And because these units right here, these modules, are probably like some of the most secure buildings in this settlement because they're made of metal.
Sure.
This is actually their armory, even this close to the edge of the map.
What's that guy up there?
Oh, that guy? Don't worry about that guy. No, he's fine.
That's like the G-Man from Half-Life. That totally has that feeling. Like
we'll come back to that later. All right, moving on. This is the armory. Again, being even right on the edge of the settlement because it's a prefab building. It's very, very secure. They've got some of their previous weapons still available, the laser rifles, the plasma weapons, but also, when supplies run low, you've got some more traditional weapons as well. That's a pretty nice sniper rifle, at least. Yeah. And then a minigun to go with your power armor.
I love that wrap on the back of it.
Oh yeah, looks awesome. And I actually did like a lighting effect here, Joel. See the spotlight I put behind the building?
Oh,
to give like the shadow lighting on the back of the power armor.
I'm not the general of this area. Notice the lighting. Notice the lighting. I'm not the general. Not the general. I am this place. Look at the lighting.
Those shadows. They're beautiful. The armory here. Brahmin right outside, chowing down. In the kind of back alleyway here, you can see where some robot parts have been discarded. They've got some tech that's just been disassembled and tossed in the literal trash heap off to the side of the building.
I don't own this settlement.
There's so much detail, it pleases me.
Shadows.
Inside is the primary workshop. This is how they earn their caps to try to keep the settlement going. They repair not only their own power armor, of course, and their own technology, but I imagine that you could bring something to the gates, like a farm instrument or maybe a robot that you were using, and have them repair it for a fee, and that's how they get extra supplies.
Now, does General Dave get any part of that fee?
I'm sure there's a tax. If I'm taxing the Minutemen, I'm definitely taxing these guys. In this part right here, this building was a very, very small shack originally, so I expanded it as if it was like an entire radio station before the war, like an actual larger outpost. So this fusion reactor right here is kind of nestled into the back corner with its own little alcove in the roof for the power connections. Because I always hate, this generator is like an awkward size with that power connector where it always clips through stuff. So here I'm like, no, we're going to actually modify the building around it. And there's just tons and tons of workbench spaces in here. And all kinds of tools for working on power armor and all this tech. See, someone's working on a very rare piece of X01 power armor. They don't use that if they can avoid it because that's Enclave armor, which the Brotherhood, of course, hate. In the back corner, monitor the protection matters.
I always called the Enclave people the bug people. Because they always had the weird buggy looking helmets. I don't like it.
Gotta have your bathrooms, as you do.
You looked like you were right about to pull back. Oh, you went in. Oh,
it's a full bathroom. This would have been the bathroom for the radio outpost before the war. Now it's got a pharmaceutical corner for medicine and bath supplies. A built-in shower in the corner here. Window boarded up for privacy, almost. Just like an eyeball. And your urinal and toilet, of course. In the corner, your towel rack, your sink. It's a bathroom.
I'm feeling most of them go inside the little secret storage area because the Institute stuff has nice, clean, polished stuff. Whoever's the janitor in that, they need to hire a better janitor for here.
Oh, Joel, you think that the lieutenants would allow the underlings to go into the Institute area to use the bathroom?
Wait. That's General Dave talking right there.
No, that's
I don't know
military leadership.
No, I feel like the Brotherhood, yeah. Dave, they're called the Brotherhood because they're a team of brothers.
Did you do any of their quests?
Their
officers are obnoxious.
No, they're badass.
They're obnoxious.
You earn your keep, and then you're also a badass. And they're all brothers. I'm a brother. I was one of their brothers. I also killed them.
Yeah, I killed them all.
I earned their trust, then I killed them all.
In here is the radio operator, who's probably trying to get in touch with the DC Brotherhood as well. Not having much luck. Communications are probably spotty. Plus, they're like in the far north of the Commonwealth as well, which is quite a ways away.
North?
Well, the furthest away from DC. Yeah. So, signal spotty. You got your mixing board for the radio station. And the cameras.
Sweet jams.
Institute cameras were watching everything out here. I imagine a lot of those cameras on that feed inside were actually around this area. But we'll see what the other ones were shortly.
What's going on?
Lots and lots of tech being worked on. Get some like plug things down there. And this door right here goes right out to the front.
It's a cool looking robot. What is that?
That is Liberty Prime.
Doesn't look like it though.
Yeah, it's like stylized for the poster, yeah.
Oh.
And here we are out front with the power armor guard. And an extra cooking pot. For getting that ration stew going.
Let's think of Kingdom Come. Maybe that stew.
No smoking. Restricted area. Just close that back up. Yeah, she's working away on that armor. Please don't kill me.
But you're not the general over here. You don't own this. This is
No.
not your settlement.
But I can kill with impunity. They're terrified of the Minutemen. Here's the...
They're so afraid of you. You shoot them and they're like, let's not kill this guy at all. That's why you come with the battle helmet, Dave.
I am being safe. This is the primary workbench, which I added like a custom light really close so you get all those cool shadows. Lots and lots of detail here. This is probably components that would go in like the navigation system of that vertibird or something. Looks like too high tech for power armor. You have your actual workbench.
Well, that's actually just a glowing workbench. Radiated.
Well, that tells you that it's full of loot. That's what I like seeing. Moving parts, keep your finger out. Oh, it's a drill press too. Good advice, I guess. And some more robot
What
parts
is that?
in the back. One of those like battle robots. It's been like stripped apart of all its various bits and bobs. Yeah.
It's got a sweet booty though. Booty bot.
That crease.
Yeah, I know.
Around back, got just a bunch of trash piled up in machinery from the old radio station. There's the main tower and some of the additional power couplings. One of the other extra outhouses for the settlement. Some of the Brotherhood posters for Recon Squad.
Sounds like a radio show. Like Recon Squad.
Gonna save the day. Actually, we're all dead.
Don't forget to buy your Spam and your cherry bombs.
As we go up this way, we can kind of
As we
see.
go.
Yeah?
This is why I need the Minutemen's help, Joel. They can't even walk straight. This is where the Roman theme kind of comes into full effect here. This is where all of the lodging for the troops are, and it's set up again in a like Roman legionnaire style with individual tents for the troops, but also tons of pikes and defensive walls, and some very hardcore power armor up here guarding the this would be the west side of the camp. He's got like
Life's
a defensive
hard,
barrier plus the pikes.
but it's
like,
ours.
like, is there
That
gonna be
seems
cavalry?
worth it
Like,
to
what are we
me.
preparing for? Oh man. It's even got like trenches along here to help protect all of the tents. But these tents right here are built out of a wooden shack foundation, and then sandbag walls, then a camouflage net, then a inner tarp piece, and then a piece of an airplane for the doors. This is where all the troops stay.
Dave, let me know if I'm correct.
Okay?
General Dave did not build this place.
No.
But I have a feeling like a ghostwriter of a book, you were the ghostwriter to build this. Like you're taking notes, send it via several different messengers, like, oh, what are these notes from? Add more sandbags. Like you couldn't help it. You had to like dip your toes into like, oh, let me
one of those
add
things.
this over here.
This is a Brotherhood settlement, notice the flag.
Yeah.
But
Dude, I love it. It's like, because they have a flag. Oh, that's totally their place now, guys. You guys trust me? They have a flag. It's totally run by the Brotherhood.
Just run by the general?
Yeah.
Breaking the fourth wall, though. Here, let me go into workshop mode. I'll show you. Now you're going to get it. There we go. We're in workshop mode now. So that's an improvised picnic table sandbag wall. But you can see all the individual pieces that make up these tents. Just a pretty cool design. The hardest part was actually getting this stupid tarp inside there, because it's like an extra tarp for the rain inside. And then they have their bunk beds, and in this case, a third person who has to sleep on the floor in the sleeping bag. And they've got their lockers.
He's just sleeping like this, Dave, going. Which one do I strangle first?
Which one's gonna step on me first? Yeah. Because that one's getting strangled.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had some different designs for this part, which were very fun to do some different stuff. Although it looks like, what's that under that guy's bed right there? Is that a Minutemen recruitment poster? Somebody's thinking about deserting. He's gonna get strangled in his sleep if they find that. He's got the Minutemen.
He is
poster.
not a true brother.
Yeah, look at that right there. I want you for the Minutemen, that bearded General.
Every time I see your settlements, it makes me really want to build one to give you another tour again. But there you go. That's too much time. well, I thought about it.
It's a lot of work. A lot of work. And as part of their efficiency here, and there's so much tech going on from the Brotherhood workers themselves,
farm is really boring.
for efficiency's sake, they hand out just a couple of caps to the local orphans to do a lot of their gardening for them. He's literally neck deep in gardening.
Hey there, mister! Back into the bush.
Yeah, the cat just is like floating in the bush. Yeah, so they're working away on some plants to keep their rations going. Some very scrappy looking orphans there. And even here past the garden, Joel, you can see that almost Roman legionnaire theme with lots of barbed wire, pikes, and wooden sandbag walls. It would suck to attack this from the north or the northwest. But don't feed the bears. Got your central campfire right here.
I'm gonna have my own farm and make other people do all of the work.
You're just hanging out by the fire, you know, remembering those who were lost, murdered by General Dave.
Does it bother you at all when the fire is going diagonal?
It's only like 15 degrees off.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah, that's not bad. More of our cabins here. Clothing optional beyond this point. That guy's got a sense of humor. And someone's got like a mounted, what is that? A blood bug, I think? I don't even know. Over the wall.
Stay clear of that guy.
Yeah.
Or actually just this whole tent in general.
Yeah, he's way too proud of that. This is one of the officers' tents, like I guess probably like the sergeant's tent maybe. So he has the enlist poster. Saved from some local scouting run probably.
Why did they have propaganda?
I mean, it's not really propaganda, it's more of decorations. I mean, these are probably all over the city. It does have
They are military, so
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't suspect that they would have lots of art. But, you know, it's fine.
Yeah. If you notice, they're actually pretty bare bones. You have your foot lockers, you got your lanterns, he's got his toothbrush cup, a little sitting chair,
Toothbrush cup.
and his raggedy curtain over the door. You know, for the apocalypse, thanks to all the defenses, I think staying in one of those tents would be kind of cozy. That'd be alright. Unless you got a really bad windstorm, in which case the whole thing's coming down. That guy has some serious reading on his schedule right there. But again, nice and bare bones. Military style. Here you've got a dugout in our trench line. They can grill up some grub.
Yeah.
And you have your Brotherhood soldier watching the overpass here to the west. There's like an abandoned shack up there too. And of course, you've got all of your barrels for heating and light at night as you go through. In fact, Joel, I think it might be a good time to go ahead and go to nighttime. What do you think?
Sure.
There we go. Here's some nighttime for that immersion atmosphere. You've got the fire barrels in the fireplace.
I like this.
Oh, he's got a light on his helmet. That's pretty cool.
Is there a memorial there?
Memorial to the fallen in the Brotherhood. It's got like
I'm surprised you allow them to have a memorial.
They can honor their dead, as long as they understand I had no choice, and they kind of deserved it. That looks pretty awesome. It's like a photo shoot with the light set up.
Yeah.
Out here, you gotta take things one day at a time.
We're definitely going to go back over to the plane, the vertibird there, before we call it quits, to check out the lighting over there, because it's pretty awesome. But up here, on this corner, we've got the last few fortifications, including a service entrance to the settlement, if you will, covered in, as usual, pikes and barbed wire. Kind of leads out like that.
I don't know why, but I just instantly thought opening that door is just gonna be like a portal into a new dimension.
It's the next settlement tour.
Sweet.
And there's all their fortifications from the outside. You know, it's not like gigantic walls like General Dave's settlements, but anybody assailing that, there's gonna be a lot of raiders on pikes. A lot of raiders on pikes.
They hate ghouls, mutants, and synths.
Pretty straightforward.
But we love their tech.
Basically, tear them apart, take the tech. And this is one of my favorite parts of the build, a custom-built infirmary tent.
Oh.
Huh.
The guy with the spotlight behind me is waving all over the place. This is made from sandbag walls, wooden poles, tarps, metal poles, and a whole bunch of other stuff. All built onto this like rock outcropping that I custom added right here to kind of give a flat spot for it. So we're running out of room in the build area. Open up the door here. And it's like built onto the rocks itself, so you got some walkways and some planks down to hold the beds up. This is where the wounded can recover, or if they perhaps find like another Brotherhood survivor out there that wants to join the group. Out there for a while, they can recover.
Some books and toys for them to read. Huh. No, they're not toys. They're pills. Drugs. They look like toys from afar.
Yeah, what kind of toys did you have as a kid, Joel?
To a druggist, those were toys.
Gigantic, unknown needles.
I used to... Yeah, never mind. We won't go into that.
We're pausing. Let's go into this.
Well, we used to have like the little syringes and stuff, and I used to like literally put like Gatorade and stuff in that. I used to drink Gatorade from needles. Like I wouldn't stab it into myself, but I'd squirt it into my mouth. Like I
No, but here's the operations table, where operations happen to normal people. And you've got a whole bunch of medical supplies and a wash basin over here, again with planks and some cinder blocks to hold up the central support pole. But all of this was like built piece by piece as like its own custom tent. The sandbag walls kind of, if you take the time to just build on top of them, you can do all kinds of cool stuff with the sandbag walls. Including attaching its own defensive bunker where the doctor is having a very healthy smoke out here. This is our...
You want something there?
Yeah.
Hey there, sugar lips.
12 packs a day is the way to go. She's watching the defensive bunker in this direction, and you've got more spotlights there with the pikes to defend the settlement. Please ignore the container behind it, nothing to see.
Need something?
There. Just the defensive wall. Nothing else. That's it. Nothing to see.
I want to see that.
So Joel, do you think that even if General Dave, in his infinite wisdom and mercy...
No, of course not. From the very second, of course I know you're going to be watching them or enslaving them somehow. Let's get to the slavery. Come on.
Let's get to the slavery.
Let's just get to the slavery.
So General Dave is allowing them to work on their tech here, work on their vertibird, work on their radio, trying to contact other survivors, but with conditions. And one of those main conditions was inspections at any point.
You're freaking class.
They're like glowing in the reflection. One of those conditions was at any point General Dave can come in and inspect the whole settlement. So today, we haven't just been touring, we've been inspecting. I brought you guys along for the General Dave inspection. You guys have been performing a checkup on the settlement, all is well.
I think I'm going to build one settlement to end your settlements. To end General Dave, once and for all.
Oh, those shadows. That pleases me. That looks awesome. And down over here, you can see more pikes braced against the rock wall with that laser turret. And then there's the front gate. Once again. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, their place feels a lot more like a prison than their own camp. Like, they have the spikes outwards, but I feel like it's just supposed to make them feel like it's their own place, but they're in prison.
I just thought between all the pikes, the barbed wire, and the tents, it did feel kind of like a Roman legionnaire style, but survivalist.
Yeah, alright.
But over here is one of the other parts of the requirements for the settlement. A Minutemen watch outpost, which I imagine that they had to build for me. Here we have a radio tower for contacting backup, powered by solar panels for efficiency. A very, very secure vault door right here. And inside, the loyal Minutemen soldier has their own mini version of the RangerDave heroic painting.
Dave. Why does that need to be in there?
And a reminder that the Minutemen are protecting their family.
That person is actively protecting the family right now. That person does not need a reminder.
Joel, we have to make sure that whatever Minutemen Ranger, this is definitely a Ranger, who's on station here has to be 100% loyal to the core because they're in charge of this right here. And of course, they have a little cooking corner. You've got your salt and pepper, your coffee, a little saucepan. They've got a bunk bed and storage that just slides right underneath. This was a lot of fun to build. Just wanted to throw that out there as like a little unit. Because this guard post, by default, is just like an empty shell. And people just stand inside of it and that's it. So this door even isn't actually part of the unit. I had to clip it and like resize it to fit in the door frame.
I like the addition of the Soul Pals.
You want to try that again?
No, let's see if anyone in the comments can get that reference. The Soul Pals. We'll see.
Alright. And also, before we leave this area, there's a button to access the inside of the vault door there. But this button right here is much more important. Notice the blinking icon, Joel?
Yeah.
This Minutemen Ranger has a dead man switch, but they also have a switch, a manual switch right there, in case of a true insurrection. So if that bulletproof glass starts getting riddled with laser beams and bullets...
Does the Brotherhood know about that?
No, they do not.
They better not know.
We have a plan B. One of the quartermasters here in the Brotherhood settlement was bribed. Whoa! Got a knife out over here.
Look, he's like, yeah, I got a knife.
Got me some wild ghoul.
Oh,
Time for a stew.
I don't think I ever saw that once.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. She does look kind of terrifying. Look at that scowl. It's like a scowl and a smirk at the same time.
That was like the RangerDave smile for a while, remember?
Oh yeah, that was super creepy. Anyway, it was like knife distraction.
So you have someone embedded in here you paid off.
Paid off. We're gonna climb up to the roof right here. We're outside of the tents. We've also got some additional just housing. This used to be like the raider part of the structure.
Is that a Minuteman?
They have a Preston Garvey target shooting poster. We can shoot at him. Exercise bike and a few decorations. Again, this was like part of the raider location, so they're just reusing this mostly crappy shack with a Preston Garvey poster on the wall. I imagine that's going to be full of laser scorch marks pretty soon. You climb this staircase right here around the curtain.
Hey.
Or you've got some additional defensive posts up here on the roof. Somebody's staying fit.
Is that the Vertibird pilot?
Quite possibly.
That looks like he has the Vertibird helmet or something.
Yeah. I think it's for power armor too, though. On the rooftop here, which again has that like little raised section for that generator inside, there's some scrap that's not usually used. So we've paid off a quartermaster over here to store away a couple of things in case of an emergency. This is some scrap that they've already kind of cleaned out. Kind of totally broken, not super useful, got an old washing machine. This is the forgotten scrap storage. And we paid off that quartermaster to install this fridge in here, this old crappy fridge, lock it up tight. RangerDave has the key. Let's see if we can open it up. There we go, right there. This fridge is completely full of mini nukes, like packed to the brim.
Oh, okay.
So, this is in case of a couple scenarios. That watch room, the Institute watch room, if we catch feeds, or they're starting to watch, the Minutemen settlements, we're going to go ahead and jam those signals. But we're also going to continue watching, and if they truly want to rise up and get revenge for the Pridwin, our ranger right here in this G-Man style creepy observation post, good call on that by the way, they're going to hit that panic button the entire radio tower goes, and the core of the settlement is gone. And with an explosion that big, my settlement over here at 10 Pines Bluff is just on that ridge line. They're going to see that massive mushroom cloud, and that's when they're massacred. So that is the ultimate plan B, you could say.
Yes.
But you know that radio tower around back?
Mm-hmm.
Ever wonder why, if they've been here for years, how they haven't contacted anybody from DC yet? Yeah, we've been jamming their signal for years. All they get are little scraps of contact back and forth. Just
So
enough
you're
to-
saying you have better technology than the Brotherhood to figure out that they're not being jammed?
they had to build this entire place. Well, not the entire place, but a lot of this was built under our supervision, under our watch.
Okay.
So they've had to rely on us for permission, survival, a lot of stuff. So we were able to add a little poison pill to their whole plan. Something else that would definitely trigger a detonation would be if we find out they're getting close to getting the vertibird complete. Boom. Up go their hopes and dreams. And you can see some of the lighting here. We got spotlights on the back. And this whole section over here just looks pretty awesome with all the work lights.
Oh, yeah.
He's got his head inside of that. He's working on it so intensely. And that, Joel, is Outpost Zimonja, a Brotherhood and Institute, but of course, at the end, a little bit of Minutemen in there, too. Settlement. What do you think?
Want to hear my thoughts?
Let's hear it.
So, I figured you would have a bomb in this thing from the very start. The second we entered, although the one thing I feel like would have been slightly smarter, would have been really perfect. This is why I 100% thought you were gonna do.
Okay.
Was I thought there was a bomb before I saw that little thing, that place up there. But
Yeah.
I knew immediately you were gonna destroy this place
Yeah.
if needed to. I thought you were gonna connect to their nuclear reactor. Their like generator thing.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna, because it was behind a wall. I thought you were gonna have like a connection to it and directly explode that. Which I thought would be enough of an explosion. But the other bombs works too. But that would have been, to me, I thought that would have been.
You know, that fridge is part of that building. When that fridge goes up, that reactor's gonna go
I mean,
too.
it'll go. But I assumed from where it was placed, I thought it was like, oh,
I got you.
we're giving you power, we'll take it away.
The generator would have been here before, but I guess we
Yeah,
could have
sure.
also poison pilled that too.
yeah.
Yeah, guys, that is Outpost Zimonja. All that's left is a final attack. I want to see how the defenses hold up. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn Institute bad guys. It feels like the Institute, if they had a patrol out here, might come to the Brotherhood at some point, right? Oh, we have... Whoa, what is going on? We have some serious lasers here. So it begins, boys. Oh, patrol at the helipad. I'm a neutral party! Whoa! Oh! What is that thing?
I mean, I wonder if because you're level 1 billion now in this thing.
I'm like scared to come out from behind cover. They're behind me too! Dude, this is absolute chaos. Oh, they're right next to me! Whoa!
What the heck is that guy?
Oh yeah, it's time to go heavy. It's time to go heavy.
David, the other day someone came, was on my channel and goes, is it literally types hashtag old man Joel? And he goes, please don't ban me. Banned.
You bet. This is literally the nuclear option right here. Whoa!
What the heck is that?
It's a skeletonized Institute guy.
What is that? They're like
It's a synth.
They're like freaking Terminators. I never saw any of this crap.
Oh, I definitely fought some of those in the campaign, but I haven't seen them in literally years.
Yeah,
They
like-
are terrifying.
What the heck?
The kid's like, oh!
Oh, look at There's look the lasers are going like right near his neck. Please help me.
I'm shooting right past his shoulder. I'm starting to see the Brotherhood's point. These guys are terrifying. Hey guys. Could you not? Out of the way, boys! I gotta get to the armory!
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, the power's down. They hit the generator. That's kind of terrifying. Yeah! Oh, the barrel's just glowing.
Work.
Guess you really want that small outpost back. Okay, that's pretty awesome, just standing on the wall. Ah! You know, the more I think about it, Joel, it's not my fight. Make way! Neutral party, coming through. Nothing to see here! Nothing to see here! What just happened? No mushroom
I wonder if that
clouds.
was the vertebrate or something like that.
Dude, I don't even know. There's just explosions back there. We're just, that's it for today. Thank you guys for coming out. Hope you enjoyed the build. Cut the feed. Thanks, Joel, for coming out.
See you guys next time.
Let's get out of here.